That's an insane amount of movement. So yesterday the county came through and mowed down all the wildflowers, you know, shrubbery and saplings and whatnot from under the power lines. And the numbers of butterflies in my garden has probably tripled since then. I understand, you know, you can't have trees and whatnot growing under power lines, but I don't know, I guess I just wish more people would understand that these guys aren't here because they like flowers. They're here because they're hungry. You gotta eat. This is their grocery store. And when all the wildflowers get mowed down, they depend on these domestic gardens like this. I'm just more than happy to provide. I mean, look at these magnificent creatures. Of course we want them to survive. Just think about planting a few flowers this fall or next spring that are specifically for them. Whatever butterflies are in your area, plant something that's just for them. Many blessings. And also you can see where the goldenrod is just about to start, well, it is actually budding out and it's just starting to bloom good, and the honeybees are attracted to that, as well as a lot of other pollinators and butterflies. And mostly what the county mowed down too was a lot of that wild goldenrod. So, you know, the bees, they were depending on that, and now they got to shift gears and go somewhere else and find another nectar source. So it's just kind of sad. I mean, I'm not trying to make anybody think that they mowed down anything of mine. In fact, let me go down and show you what the county is working with me on. So this little dry patch right in here is what the county mowed down. And luckily there wasn't much growing in there. A lot of Queen Anne's lace, and a few other random plants. So that wasn't real pollinator. The pollinators weren't real dependent on that. But let me take you over here and show you something else. So what we're coming up on is a little patch of goldenrod. So when the county workers showed up and he had his big mower, I came out and he immediately turned off his equipment, got down, come up and talked to me. And he said, "Ma'am, where all do you have stuff growing?" And I said, "Well, just the garden, you know, the flower garden up here that's visible." And he was like, "Oh, you know, he wasn't going to mow that down, of course." But then he actually got down and came around this big strip and saw that my pumpkins grow there. And so he was so kind as to say, oh, he wouldn't touch any of this goldenrod over here. That's protecting the pumpkins. And that he asked me, where can he start mowing again? And I said, well, right on the other side of the pumpkins. And so look how cleared that is. Now, admittedly, it does look good. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm excited about it. I am excited because he did cut a lot of saplings out of here. I'm just sad for the wildflowers that were growing, you know, and it's not just my road, it's, you know, all the roads. So it's not just me. And it is just shrubbery, nothing that I had planted. But I'm excited. I gotta say that, you know, you gotta see silver linings all the time. So for me, this is an opportunity to expand that. So where my pumpkins end, if I keep this maintained, I can continue my pollinator garden now all the way down. Silver linings, you know, when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. I'm not saying I'm sad about this. The county does it every so often. They come by and they mow everything down. I'm just sad for the bees mostly that were dependent upon that goldenrod and the other little, I don't know what these are. They're kind of a little wild trumpet flower growing. Anyway, they've been hot after that, and they mowed all that down. But that means next year I can expand my garden, and I will. I want to put in gourds and cucumbers and pumpkins and lots of swamp milkweed and zinnia for our butterflies. Why not just extend it on down, right? Right. Silver linings. Also, look how they mowed it down. Look, those were all saplings growing in there. Sadly, that was a bunch of elderberry. But he left some elderberry on the other side of the mailbox. So I always tell my neighbors if they want the elderberry, they can come and get it. I'm going to end the video down here at the rental because we're so close to being done. So all half the floor has been painted, and next weekend, well, Monday, this is Thursday, so on Monday, we should be able to set up the bed and hang the pictures. And that's all we're waiting on. So when my husband comes home, we'll set up the bed, hang the pictures, and I can finally show a reveal on the little rental. I can't wait to show you all our little Airbnb. All right, guys, much love and light. Many blessings.